Alright. Maybe third time's a charm. Hopefully third time's a charm. Let me try to get the sound check going. See if we can get it to go correctly here. Nope, not good enough. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Still hear some breakage. Give me one more try. Yeah. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Almost sounded good. Alright, I'm gonna try to play this way. Bear with us. Alright, enough feedbacking though. I need to put this somewhere where I can hear it. Hold up, I got another set of headphones that I can plug in. So I can hear it, but you can't hear it feedbacking. Sorry about getting the sound together like this, but last time I did a hugely successful speed run, and then I uploaded to YouTube, and then I found out after trying to listen to it back, because I do thumbnails and stuff, that the entire thing's sound was messed up, and I was so upset. And then it was literally only the successful episode that got ruined that way. The other two episodes had good sound. So now I'm just like, what is going on? Okay. Yeah, this is bad sound still. Yeah. Hold up. Let me try to back in. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Alright, so apparently unplugging and replugging isn't fixing this. Let me try this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Alright, we finally got a good sound. Good. Gosh, that took so long to get ready. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're on your square, ready for some more Dragon's Dogma content. Alright, so I got a confession to make. Up until about like 10 minutes ago, I thought that we were going to be doing Warrior. Well, we are going to do Warrior because I thought Warrior was winning the poll. It was winning for like the first 12 hours of the poll. And then out of nowhere, I don't know who woke up and created mass accounts and pushed Strider over the edge, but Strider ended up winning. However, I did not write a script for Strider, so I'm not ready to do Strider. And in order to produce content tonight, I'm going to have to do Warrior. I'm mentally prepared to do Warrior, so if I had to do Strider, I wouldn't be prepared. I have some thoughts for Strider that I want to develop further before I do that episode. So I don't want to cheat you guys, but that is why you're not getting Strider, even though the poll says Strider. All right. So to start Warrior out, what I really want to do is go over skills and move sets and thoughts about this. So, my current move set is a solo rushdown move set, and I think this is the peak move set that you can have for a warrior at end game. This is not for early game. This is for end game. So even though this is an early game video, I want to take you all the way to the end of the game. Even though I'm wearing early, even though this is like stage one gear, I want to talk about how you would perform at the end of the game. So these three skills: Indomitable Lunge, Whirlwind Slash, Exit Slash. Exit Slash should always be on your build, or Escape Slash. That is your bread and butter. Gives you all the iframes in the world. Use it to stop yourself from getting hurt. So get really good at that timing. As soon as you hit the button, you're not getting hit. Whirlwind Slash. That is your skill for launching light enemies and knocking down big enemies. It also does. That's mainly what it's for: launching and knocking things down. Um, so you'll see on some of my videos on my channel, I will use a lot of Whirlwind Slash against like the Drake and Devilfire Grove in order to get it to drop. That's that's what I'm using it for. Uh, it also has a different ability. So if you're like me and you're running solo and you've gone and you've been an assassin, which means you have the augments, autonomy, bloodlust, that type of stuff. So your attack is going to be higher than if you're using the Strider augment imminence. So you're no basically you're not using Eminence, which is spamming Jumping Light, you're using Autonomy and Bloodlust instead, then your highest DPS is going to be this move and this move. Actually, it doesn't work unless I have a target. You can't see the second part. But if I had a target, it would go into the target and then withdraw. Maybe one of these will work. Hopefully. Yeah, there's something I can break here. You see that withdraw? That withdraw does damage too. So, yeah. That is the rush down mode of Strider. If you're solo. If you're playing in a group, then you're going to do a lot of this, okay? So, this jumping light move is really, really good. You see how high it swings? That is way higher than anything the fighter has, okay? That hitbox goes really, really, really high. So it's going to be ideal for knocking down harpies and stuff like that. Also, it's just good damage, good knockdown in general. And once you knock an enemy down, follow up with that. That's a nice little multi-hit attack. Now the third skill I haven't talked about yet is Indomitable Lunge. Mostly good for very, very small enemies, or if you're using a specialized or permanently enchanted weapon like this Malignance here. It does full elemental damage on every hit, which makes it very, very good for either debilitating your enemy with like something like a rusted longsword, or hitting them with elemental damage. So it's that's your highest elemental DPS. That and this jumping heavy attack, which hits multiple times as you come down on the enemy. The jumping heavy, you'll notice it doesn't actually start attacking until you hit the ground. Therefore, it doesn't get the eminence boost. So when you're using eminence, the only thing that's going to be doing damage is this. Well, the only thing that's going to be doing the extra 30% is that. Alright, so that's the basics of the Rushdown moveset. Now we have a different type of moveset, which is what you normally might first think about when you get a warrior, but it's not actually the best way to play warrior, and that is the charge moveset. So the charge moveset, like the Rushdown moveset, you can choose to run it either in a team or solo. I'd highly suggest having a team just because, I don't know, it just seems really, really hard to do solo. You're just going to be a sitting duck taking attacks.
Hey, all right.
So, oh, Reynar's actually in town.
We are. It is our bread. Have your pick. Any you like. Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today?
So since I already shown you my skills, I don't need to keep these. These are the skills that I'm using, by the way. Awareness, magic attacks. These are perfect for any game, but you're not going to have them at early game. Awareness for reducing damage by magic attacks. I think that's sorcerer. Sanctuary. This is a magic knight skill. So a mystic knight skill. It'll basically reduce any physical damage you take to 1 if you're already in red health. So that's why we don't run Bastion. Impact, more knockdown. Autonomy is like 20% more strength and magic. Bloodlust, another 20% more strength and magic at nighttime. This one only works when you're by yourself. By the way, if I'm wrong on these numbers, it's because I'm not looking at them actively, but I think they're 20% each. Then athleticism is reduces stamina consumed while running. Very, very important because when you're running rushdown, normally you're either running around, right? And then jumping and hitting enemies, or you're running around and stabbing them with that heavy attack I showed you earlier, or the whirlwind slash. So now that we've gone over that, I'm going to swap to stuff that'll help me carry all the stuff that I need to carry and not move around so slowly. Send you an extra.
What will it be? Have your pick. Any you like. Come again soon.
And then also while we're setting skills, let's talk about charge skills.
What will it be today?
Always, always, always. I don't care if you're running charge or rush down. Just keep Exodus Slash on your build. Just do it. So unfortunately, warriors get half the number of skill slots that every other vocation gets. Therefore, warriors kind of need to act like two separate vocations. So in this case, see, in a perfect world, you would have your rushdown moveset here on this left bumper, and then your charge moveset here, and you could just swap back and forth as needed. But you can't do that because you only have 3 move slots, so that sucks. All right, so let's talk about skills. Enough of me complaining. Arc of Deliverance, you charge up for about 10 seconds if I'm not mistaken. And then once you're fully charged, you go back into ready mode. And then at that point, at any time you release, it's going to do that. You don't have to time it at all. You have super armor, but not perfect super armor. You can still be staggered out of it, but it takes a lot of staggering to knock you out of it. But yeah, there's no timing involved with that one. And once you fill out that first bar, you're good to go. Now, Indomitable Lash. By the way, if you want to cancel Arc, just hit the jump button like it's a spell. Indomitable Lash. That is a well-timed one. If you get the Stone Rain afterwards, that's how you know that you did it right. If you don't do it right, you can... Let's say you do go too early, you get that patheticness. Alright? What if you do a perfect Savage Lash, which is level 1? That's what happens. You don't get the Stone Rain, but you still get a decent impact. Alright, what if you overcharge number 1? If I'm not mistaken, that does that do the same amount as a regular? I think that... I forgot how it works, but one of the overcharges does the same amount as a perfectly charged regular. But in any case, every time you use this, you want to just make sure that you're getting it on the second flash every time. Okay? Now, here's the bad news. I'll give you the good news and the bad news. I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is your DPS is trash if you're using charge moves. Your DPS is just trash, okay? It is garbage. It is not good, okay? And your mobility is trash, and your survivability is trash. Because, obviously, you're moving around slowly, or you're not moving around at all if you're using Lash. And the damage is not high enough to one-shot a lot of things that you would expect to get one-shotted. Now, most of your damage from these moves is coming from the moves themselves, the skill damage from the moves. Like, Indomitable Lash will Arc of Deliverance will always deal 15,000 damage if you fully charge it. 16,000, excuse me. If you fully charge it and hit the enemy directly with it. It also has a little bit of shockwave to it. So that's where part of that 16,000 comes from. Indomitable Lash, same deal. It does quite a bit of, what was it, like 4,000 damage each time you get the second flash on perfectly timed. So this time I actually have the wiki page up for skill multiplier data because I figured I was going to talk about this. All right, so Indomitable Lash, um, perfect charge hit, 3,000 each time. So 3,000 for every time you do this perfectly, get that nice little stone rain effect. Then 16,000 every time you do this. That's without your weapon or your stats. So remember, I am a level 200 character, therefore my stats are my base strength is only 500 though. And if I went all assassin, which I don't recommend doing, but you can do it. If I went all assassin, my strength would still only be 800 at base. My weapons can improve that quite a bit. I can get an extra 2,000 if I wear a Devil's Nail. So that would take me up to 2,800 on a assassin build or 2,500 on this build. But either way, what's 2,500 when you're getting, well, in this case, in the Domino Lash's case, it would mean a lot. But in Ark's case, it wouldn't mean that much at all. The When I crunched the math, uh, if you're using Indomitable Lash, or excuse me, Arc of Deliverance or Arc of Obliteration, the most your weapon and your base stats can contribute at any given time are 25%. The rest is all coming from the skill. So three-fourths at a minimum is coming from the skill. And if you're earlier in the game, like say stage 3, and that's going to be important later on, if you're very, very early in the game, this is actually a much stronger move because of how much damage it does versus your weapons and stats available. It's just that much more powerful. Because it's always going to deal that set damage instead of a scaling damage like most other moves. Later on in the game, your DPS is going to be trash with that type of thing because that 16,000 is not going to carry you through Bitter Black Island over here. But earlier in the game, it's going to be much more noticeable, especially if you start pumping it up with parry apps uh, like Cockatrice. All right. Anything else I want to go over about the charge build? Let me double check my notes. Oh yeah, okay, not about charge build, but about weapons. So you'll have a hard choice to make every time you equip a weapon. Now you notice these stats, they aren't that different, right? So you get slightly more damage. Slightly more damage can make a big difference, especially in Grancis. Uh, they aren't that different. The stagger power is definitely way higher on the judgment. But what else is way higher on these blunt weapons when you compare, let's say, the two-hander to the judgment or the Griffic Victory to its counterpart, the triple tooth? They're both the strongest weapons available before the end of the game. A little bit of a spoiler. Um, you see this weight number? So for two-hander, it's 342. It's a sword. For judgment, it's a 684 as a warhammer, right? It makes sense. There's a lot more metal involved. For Griffic Victory, 277. Triple Tooth is an upgrade, so that's not really a good comparison. But Cyclops Pain is, and that's 849. This is actually much lower, 613. So, roughly looking at this, you'll notice that long swords are always about half as heavy as warhammers. So if you want to carry a lot of weapons, which I do recommend sometimes, especially at least carry two, so that you have something like a enchanted weapon, a permanently enchanted weapon that can hit ghosts. If you're, especially if you're running solo, but even if you're not, just the ability to not sit on your hands while you wait for a mage to enchant you is nice. Um, yeah, I recommend bringing along a sword. However, there is a caveat, and that is that knockdown and stagger damage that you do from a this is 3 star, so you can't really measure it. But what can we measure with? That's that's a gimmick weapon. You can compare these 1 to 1, but I really need something that's maybe I should just 3 star this triple tooth to make this point. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can 3 star this triple tooth real quick. All right, let's go.
The masterworks all.
I'm sorry to get so deep into the weeds with. By the way, normally when before post game, before you fight dragon, you'd only 2-star it. But actually, you can see stagger power here. 318. How much is Graphic Victory heading for?
Masterworks coming.
Let's see how much Graphic Victory is heading for. Actually, stagger power and Graphic Victory is even better than Triple Tooth. That's actually kind of surprising. Hey, we learned something today. They're pretty close together. But it might just be the case where Griffith Victory is Griffith Victory a tier above Triple Tooth? It might be. I want to double check that real fast. It'll only take a couple seconds. Warhammers, long swords. Just compare where they are in the categories. Alright. So what? So Dragon's Bite, Wounded Heart, Saving Grace, Ardent Will. So below the dragon weapons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 tiers below the dragon weapon. 3 if you don't count the enchanted weapons. Alright, and now for long swords, or excuse me, warhammers. Dragon's Repass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're supposed to be on the same tier. Yeah. Triple Tooth's actually kind of underwhelming then compared to Griffith Victory. Alright, anyway, let's get focused.
Ever a pleasure.
Last thing I want to talk about is your augments. So remember, I've been mentioning other vocations like Strider and Assassin. At some point during the game, you will need augments from other vocations, or not. Yeah, I'll say need. So I highly recommend starting the game as a Strider instead of a fighter. The reason is if you go into your
It is our break. Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today? What will it be today? Have your pick. Come again.
matter of fact, I think you can see it from status. If you go into your skills, you can see this controlled fall doesn't help you with this. These two moves from sword and mace don't help you get these. So there's nothing that you get from fighter that helps you be a better warrior besides vehemence at the very end at skill level 9, and that's way too late to be reasonable. um, so as far as core skill goes, you have nothing that you need from fighter. Honestly, you don't. Whereas when you look at augments, eminence is probably the single most important augment for an early game warrior. And I mean, clout's up there too, but eminence is really, really high up there. And you're not going to be able to get it unless you put 5 ranks into Strider. Um, so I highly recommend doing that. And what else do you get from Strider while you're doing that? I think I have Strider on one of my windows here. So augments up until level 5. Crit, don't care. Nothing up to there matters actually. Yeah, leg strength matters, but leg strength skill rank 9, and that's really really high to go. So I highly recommend getting eminence from Strider. Like if you get nothing else, if you don't go to assassin and get autonomy and bloodlust, at least go to Strider and get eminence for your warrior. So that's why I say you start the game as a Strider instead of a fighter. And then when you start the game as a Strider, um, go to Bitter Black Island. Okay. So if you look in the description of this video, there is a um, there is a guide by Whisper123. Uh, it shows you how to get the Ring of Perseverance. Okay, once you do everything that's in that guide to get that Ring of Perseverance, that's going to double your discipline gain. Also, look at the map of the Moonlight Helix. Or excuse me, not the Moonlight Helix, the Duskmoon Tower where you get that ring at. You're going to be able to pick up the sword that I'm wearing right now, the two-hander. This is the only way you can get it this early in the game, unless you're willing to. No, this is the only way you can really get it. All right, the other way to get it is dumb. This is the only way you can get this sword. Now, if you don't do that, you can still get a weapon. It's going to be the Judgment, and you can see it. You can tell they're both pretty much the same amount of damage. It's up to you. One's lighter, one's heavier. Which way you want to wear it. Um, it doesn't really matter yet, but I would recommend a two-hander because most of your enemies this early in the game are going to be flesh and blood, which means they're going to be weaker to a sword than they are to a warhammer. But in any case, it you're going to one star whichever one you get because both of them you're not going to bother two starring. Okay. Um, where's Black Matter at? I thought I already. That's annoying.
Have your pick. What will it be today?
It's annoying when I don't have Black Matter. So I guess we should say that I'm officially starting a stage one. I technically already started it, but I wasn't paying attention. Normally I say it out loud so I have a mental reminder of where stage one is in the video. But yeah, we've officially started stage one. We're wearing the stage one stuff, which is the cloth greaves and the cloth tunic, cotton tunic or something like that, right? Plebeian shirt, excuse me, and cloth greaves. Um, and all we can pick up are this from Bitter Black Island, maybe the Ring of Perseverance, which will. I didn't pull it out of my inventory, but it's in there somewhere. The Ring of Perseverance, which will double our discipline gain, and then on in Unusual Beach Chest 5, we can save scum for the for the judgment from Chest 5, okay? So if you didn't go to Bitter Black Island, this is going to be your weapon that you're able to use. The only one you're able to use as a warrior. However, you won't be a warrior yet. You just be carrying it with you. All right. When you get to Gran Soren, right, and you get to this part of the game, this starts stage 2, and you can change your vocation into an advanced vocation like a warrior. So at this point, you would one star this or you'd one star this, whichever one you got. Doesn't really matter. Because they have different strengths to them. You can carry both of them if you like. Um, but what you're going to do is you're going to go to this innkeeper right here.
Ever a pleasure.
So this innkeep is going to be able to give you 3 things that are very important. Number 1 is going to be the set of Aldoan armor. This is the armor that you're going to wear for about half the game. Alright, set of Aldoan armor. Doesn't give you any debilitation resistances, but it's one big piece of equipment that raises your stats significantly after you upgrade it. How do you upgrade it? Where's homegirl at? She's not in here. All right, Madeline is somewhere around here. If you saved her earlier in the game, or actually escorted her earlier in the game, which would have involved saving her as well, she's able to sell you two foreign knives a week. Actually, three foreign knives a week. Go ahead and buy all three of them the first time because you're going to need more foreign knives later. Um, so two of those foreign knives are going to be used to upgrade this to plus three. Excuse me, plus two. So, and that's that pretty much. The other thing she can give you is a set of Queen's clothing. If you are a female character or you have a female pawn, you can give this to that person. Um, the set of Queen's clothing is the most overpowered piece of gear in the game. It can literally carry you through the entire storyline. So if you get it, then you upgrade it. There's literally nothing else for you to wear until you get the Bitter Black Allen, honestly. The only thing you might want to wear is the Holy Set, which is a rare drop in the post game after you've already beat the dragon. But if you, for the intents of this video, if you're wearing this, you don't ever need to swap your armor. Period. Dot. You don't. A set of Vodoan armor isn't quite as powerful. It isn't anywhere near as powerful. It's like half as powerful. It'll get you halfway through the game. If you 3-star, it'll get you through the rest of the game, though. But 3-starring it, we'll 3-star it later, but we'll also change our equipment at that point because we want to wear something different, change our look a little bit. All right. And then the third and final thing you're going to get from this guy is going to be, and don't forget to get this, on your tools. It's going to be in your box, but under your tools, you're going to find the Eternal Fairy Stone. And that's going to allow you to warp back and forth from place to place like I've been doing in the beginning of this video. It's going to be hidden in your box here.
Have your pick.
So mana store items, withdraw, go to your tools, and it'll be sitting in there.
What will it be? Have your pick. Come again, so.
Alright. Cool. And then next up, we're going to have to get the black matter. Alright, so this is going to be our first weapon upgrade. But it's an important weapon upgrade. The thing about warrior is you don't do enough damage realistically, but the game does provide you a lot of places to get significant damage upgrades very early. So the first of those is going to be over here in the Beast Cave. To get there, you're going to leave through the city's northern exit. So over here, through the farmland, and over there is where you can see it. That gate at the very end, right there, where my head is. You leave from that exit and you'll come out right here. And then you basically take a flat, kind of western path. And then you can kind of hug this shore if you want to. But eventually you'll come to the Abbey, the Prayer Falls, and right across there, you hit the Beast Cave. Now, there's a problem with this though, alright? Number one, you're going to have to fight your way through a lot. Number two, there's going to be some bandits here, and those bandits are not playing games with you, alright? So, there's one of two ways you can take this. You can either save before the bandits notice you, then run straight into the cave, hit the box, and hope that you actually get the black matter, or you can fight through them, and then just get good, learn to get good at that point in time. But be very wary. There is a sorcerer there, and that sorcerer has a dark spell called Maelstrom, and that dark spell will rock your world. All right, I'm not going to play with you. It's going to make your life very very hard. So if you see a sorcerer starting to cast this dark magic, drop whatever you're doing and go beat him up. All right, knock him over the head, because if he gets that spell off, you're dead. But yeah, it's in a chest in that cave. You need it's not a guarantee, so you need to hit it a couple times. When I went and got it before the stream, it took me about 3 tries. All right. So black matter is going to be your strongest weapon for the majority of the storyline. I only have it 2-starred. In order to 2-star it, I forgot what you have to do. Oh, you need unspeakable meat. you should already have unspeakable meat by the time you get out there, because you should have hold up. You might not have unspeakable meat yet. You get unspeakable meat from an ogre. By the time you get out there, you might not yet have unspeakable meat because of you haven't been to the Everfall yet, and you haven't been to the catacombs yet. But eventually, you get that. The other thing you can do is 3-star it, and I highly recommend doing that more so. The reason you want to 3-star is so you get just that little bit more knockback and damage, so that you can take out a event griffin at the beginning of Act 3. At the beginning of Act 3, there's going to be an event griffin over here, basically in this area, that it's going to attack an ox and a ox convoy. Beat that thing up. If you don't kill it, then no griffins will spawn in your game until you kill the griffin at the end of Act 4. Way too long, because there's a whole lot of great equipment that relies on you killing griffins in order to get it. And there's also like a couple of quests that revolve around griffins as well. So don't let that happen. Go ahead and kill this griffin. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. I am going to link in the comments. Yeah, in the comments, I'm going to link, not the description this time, in the comments, a video of me doing it. I just need to voice it over, so it might not be up by the time you first see this, if you see it very quickly. By the way, if you're seeing this and you like this content, please drop a like. It helps tremendously. And if you're not subscribed, then go ahead and do that as well. But yeah, in the comments, just look below. You'll see that video pop up maybe tomorrow. Uh, I just need some time to voice it over. I'm going to cut out like the best 30 seconds of it just to explain what exactly I'm doing, and then yeah, you guys will understand it. But basically, I ended up taking actually, let's wait until Act 3 before I talk about that. Some other stuff you want to do while you're still in Act 2. In order to upgrade this to 3-star, you need 6 miasmite. Miasmite fall from and miasmite shards fall from these dudes over here. So you're going to see a whole bunch of ghosts at night. Beat those ghosts up with bring some mages with holy affinity, and beat those up, and you'll be able to get the miasmite shard drops as well as miasmite. If you haven't already, make sure you get a pickaxe as well. You can get one for free in the Witchwood when you do Lost and Found. You get to the witch's house, and there's going to be a pickaxe in there, as well as at Estella's and Castertus. At the beginning of the game, honestly, in stage 1, you could buy a pickaxe, and then while you're doing deep trouble and stuff like that, you could also be mining for firefly stones. Firefly stones plus these shards of miasmite will create full miasmite, and then sometimes they'll actually just straight up drop the full miasmite anyway. You need 6 of those drops, so yeah, you'll do a little bit of farming, but it's well worth it, because this weapon will literally carry you through basically the entire game up until you get the next stronger Warhammer. I think it's actually going to be the last one. So that's how good it is to get that 3-starred. So just put in a little bit of extra work to get that done. Now, the next thing you're going to do is when you're in the catacombs, you're able to, number one, get that unspeakable meat in order to start that thing, but you shouldn't have to, because you should already have it 3-starred. So, but what you can also get, there is a chest there. You're gonna have to look up on wiki. I'm not going to link it in the description, because we don't normally do catacomb stuff. But this is the one time we're actually going to do something for the catacombs. You're going to get an ogre bone. So ogre bone increases your resilience to getting staggered, knocked down, and stuff. You're going to be able to get one of those from a chest in the catacombs. And then while you're at it, you might as well buy a pair of baleful nails from Madeline. That'll increase your damage just a little bit more. Every little bit's going to count, especially when you fight that griffin. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about the augments that you're going to want. So, for the griffin, you're going to want a couple of different augments here. You're going to want to actually have leveled up to rank 9. So that's where that discipline ring is going to help you dramatically. Your your ring of perseverance. As long as you're wearing it, you're getting double your normal discipline amount. And if you wear two of them at the same time, which you can go ahead and farm two of them if you want, you'll get quadruple the amount of discipline. So you can use that in order to get up to rank 9 of warrior. Let me even though I said it, and I'm pretty sure I've heard it before, I just want to make sure that makes sense. Ring of perseverance. I'm pretty sure it's 4 times if you wear both. Okay, okay, it's not double. It's 50% for the first one, and then wearing the second one will stack the effect. So it's not quadruple, it's double if you wear both. And it might be 2.25 if you wear both. I don't know if it's multiple. Normally the game multiplies, but I'm not sure with this particular effect. So if it's times 50, plus 50% twice, I would imagine it's 2.25 times. So plus 125%. All right. Mm, what's next? The event Griffin. So I was talking about augments here. So you want audacity?
Bond, there's not a... Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today?
I don't think I have audacity yet. Hold up.
What will it be today?
You want audacity, right? Because the griffin's going to basically land on you. All right. Temerity. It's going to let you take less damage because you're not going to have anywhere near the health that I have right now, but you will be able to take a couple hits. Impact, because you want to try and knock this thing down or at least stagger it a bit. Clout, which is level 9, so you're going to be all the way at level 9. It's going to give you an extra 20% strength. And the other two I ran with this, I think, were like ferocity and probably eminence.
What will it be today? Have your pick. Come again.
When you do it, I said I'm going to show you the video, but it's probably easier to give you this. I'm going to still link the video, but I want to also show you to it as a walkthrough. Make sure you have a specific party set up. You want to have 3 blue pawns with fire boon or affinity and a regular combustion. Around level 30 is a good spot to search. So you should be around level 30 when this happens as well. So this is where the Griff's going to be attacking the Ox. I recommend standing still where these two rocks are split. Maybe right here-ish. Like right behind the Ox, but against the rocks. And then you're just going to charge this up. Don't even worry about the goblins. Let your pawns take care of the goblins. Hopefully the pawns also give you a fire buff. That's the reason why you want fire affinity on them. And you also want basic combustion. You don't want high combustion because high combustion is weaker. And then once he's about to land, like the second he's about to land, go ahead and hit that 4 times. And then, matter of fact, hit that 4 times. hit this 4 times, you can buy both of these, the Salamence Secret and the Conqueror's Periapps. You need to buy both of those from Fornival, by the way. And they're not cheap, so go ahead and spend that money, guys. And then once he's actually down, don't. Oh, by the way, wrong weapon. This is the weapon you want to be using that for. And then after he lands the first time, and you've hit him, and hopefully you've knocked off more than half his health. Like, if you've hit his head, he should be down at least a bar and some change. Go ahead and 1, 2. Now, when I upload the video, you're going to see that I only used this version because I'm bad and I forgot that this had 2 levels. But make sure you don't make the same mistake. Hit him with that fully charged up ability. Alright? Hit him with that full 3,000 damage. Alright? And then hit him again. Now, in my case, after I hit him with 2 of these, he was like on death's door and he was getting ready to try to run away. And I just hit him with one of these real fast to kill him. However, you are not as strong as I am. I'm level 200. Well, level infinity, but level 200. You are not level 200. I'm not sure if that's going to work for you. I'm thinking it will probably work for you, especially if you still have all your buffs on and you got that fire buff and you got the magic buff that increases the damage from the fire buff, and you also got the strength buff going. You should have enough damage to kill the thing before he actually manages to take off. You're probably not going to be able to knock him down though. Like, I was hoping you could knock him down, and if you can knock him down, then yeah, he's food. Like, it's over. But you just have to straight up kill him with Arc Deliverance, which is why, remember I explained earlier, this damage is really good in the early game, and all your damage is going to come from the skill itself. This is when that actually benefits you, and normally charge moves are trash, but in this case, because you have so much time and you know exactly where he's going to land, you can be here waiting with 16,000 damage. Well, actually 32,000 damage because you're going to be parry-apped up. And then you have to add on the extra fire damage that you're also going to get from your fire buff, and double that, or 2.08 times that by the Salamence Secret. You're going to have a lot of damage going straight to his face, and as soon as he lands, then immediately following that up with 2 lashes for another 6,000 damage, as long as you don't whiff him. Clutch. Actually, slower. It's just slower. So that's a demonstration of the stage 3. Now, the reason you want to do this is you want to, number one, save scum this particular battle in order to get at least 1 Great Griffin Claw. When I did it earlier, I got 2, which is actually what you need. So you want to get 2 Great Griffin Claws in order to get a Griffin Victory fully upgraded. If you don't get 2, you can, no worries. If you don't get 2 Great Griffin Claws, you can still forge it over at the Black Cat, which we have not talked about yet. So the Black Cat is over here. Okay. It's in inventory. You'll go there during the cipher. It'll point you there. You can skip it if you want to, but I don't suggest it because it's a really good place to know about. You can duplicate items there, including materials that you get from monsters that don't make any sense to be able to be duplicated, but it is what it is. Yeah, go to the Black Cat, duplicate that claw if you only got 1 of them, and then you'll be able to then use that second claw to 2-star Griffin Victory. Speaking of Griffin Victory, how do we get it? So,
Ever a pleasure.
Sir Burn. Remember we were talking about Madeline earlier and how she could sell you 4 knives? Well, you need 2 of them Johns. Again, but she could only sell you 3 in the beginning, and you've already used 2 to upgrade this gear. So you can either A, forge it, or B, hope that 7 days have passed since you've already bought Madeline's 4 knives. and you can just buy 2 more. You can also see if she's willing to sell you some from her shop. It is what it is. Either way, it works. If you're able to buy them from Alan, great. If you have to forge them, great. Either way, you just need to be able to have 2 on you. Why do you need 2 on you? Alright, so we're going to the encampment now. By the way, always come back once in a while to check on the notice board in the encampment, as well as casterness. Those notice boards, as you transition from phase to phase of the game, will keep updating. Our guy here, Sir Byrne,
Seems your training has come to bear fruit.
we're going to give him 2 4 knives. Alright, once you give him 2 4 knives, we're going to go back to Gran Soren. And we're going to check on the notice board at the main inn. And that notice board is going to have a quest on it, hopefully. Let's see. I should have gave it to him for real. But it's going to be a quest to escort him to the Shadow Fort, I believe. I think it's the Shadow Fort. Do that, and he'll reward you with Griffic Victory, which is the most overpowered weapon you'll ever get this early in the game for any vocation. Bar none. Like, even more so than King Dragon's wit for a sorcerer. It is absolutely bananas overpowered how early you get this weapon. How early you can get this weapon. So, Griffic Victory is going to be your bay for quite a while after you get it. And then, in order to upgrade it, you're going to need those 2 Great Griffin Claws that we got earlier. That's why it was so important that you were able to knock out that Griffin. I wonder if you can still see how weak it was before we upgraded it. No, you can't see it. I can pull it up on wiki really fast. I'll pull it up on wiki. 1 second. So Griffic Victory. So at +0, it does 368 damage with 291 knockback. But at +2, it does 419, which is another 50 damage with 299 knockback. The knockback doesn't go up that much, but that damage, golly. There's basically nothing with defenses that you can't break. By the way, defense breaking is a thing in this game. If you don't have enough damage, you can't break an enemy's defense. You'll do actually 0 damage to them. So, either 0 damage or 1 damage. But either way, you're not doing enough damage when things have thousands of health, right? So, a weapon like this will be able to basically break anything, and it grants us as far as defense goes. As long as it's not a ghost. Or a golem, because golems have a special immunity where they don't actually take physical damage unless it's to their discs. But it's weird because ghosts can take damage from, if I'm not mistaken, ghosts can take damage from Great Sacrifice. Golems can take damage from Great Sacrifice. It's weird. Don't worry about it. That's getting way too deep into damage calculation. Anyway, that's going to be the last thing you get for Act 3. And again, these acts are a lot faster for Warrior because you don't have a secondary weapon. It's not like Assassin, Mystic Knight, and Magic Archer where you had 3 or 4 different weapons to keep count of. You only have like the 2, which is the Warhammer and the Longsword. And the Warhammer's already spoken for, and so is the Longsword, honestly. You've already got a Warhammer that's going to last you until you get Triple Tooth, and now you've got a Longsword that's going to last you until the entire game. Yeah. So now we're in stage 4, just like that. So stage 4, you have the option to 3-star the Valdoan armor. I go over this in every video. I'm going to go over it again. Over here at Soulflare Canyon East Exit, I highly recommend doing it this way. So at some point you would have gone through here, you would talk to Ophis. Hopefully you were dressed as a woman so that you could actually start her quest and finish her quest. And then yeah, it's complicated, guys. Just look up the quest Thick as Thieves. Funny that they called it Thick as Thieves. They should have just added one more S to that middle word. Thick as Thieves. Sorry guys, sorry for the cringe. Alright. So uh go to the Greatwall encampment, set down your port crystal here by Matthias or in this tent right next to him, and then you can go down to Soulflare Canyon's west entrance. You can hop across. It's going to get kind of difficult if you're at very light encumbrance. You can hop across the bridge to the east side, um, and then you'll go out through the east entrance, and then that's what I recommend doing. Make sure you do it at night so that you're able to get the 2 skeleton lords to spawn. Bring your black matter with you. So remember when I was talking about the difference between blunt damage and blade damage? What do they call it? Slash damage. So blunt damage is far, far, far more effective against all types of skeletons, including liches, including skeleton lords, including golden knights, silver knights. Anything that's a skeleton, you want to be using blunt damage against. So you're going to switch back to your black matter, even though it's significantly weaker. Then, well, shoot, that is so much weaker than if you have this. Well, this is 3-starred, but if this is 3-starred and this is 2-starred, right now it's the wrong way around because right now this is 3-starred and this is 2-starred, but in reality this should be 3 stars and this should be 2 stars. It's questionable. You know what? Play around with it. See which one's better. But what I do know is that if since this is what I have higher damage, what you could do is you can get the move. What's it called? Pummel bash. That's always blunt, no matter what weapon you're using, whether it's a sword or a warhammer. So you can use that as well. And on top of that, it does great stagger damage. So you pummel bash something until it staggers, and then once it staggers, you jump right in front of it. Matter of fact, I want to demonstrate that because that's such an important technique for Bitter Black Allen, especially against Elder Ogres.
We are prey. Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today? Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today?
Since we're talking about it, pummel bash. And I'm also going to get Indomitable Lunge because it's similar.
What will it be today? Have your pick. Come again.
I don't think I have the speed to make it across that. It's nighttime though. Give me a second.
Spawn, tail, test. Have your pick. What will it be today?
Get rid of Judgment with a 2-hander. We're not getting rid of Malignance yet. Get rid of this. I don't think I can get down to. Yeah, I can't get down to. I can't get down to light. That's fine.
What will it be today? Have your pick. Come again.
We'll try that average. I'm probably going to fail. I'd much rather be at light at least. Very light would be even better. Matter of fact, what stage are we in? We're in stage 4. Screw it, we're just gonna go for it. What I will do is I'll save though. I'll save here just in case I screw it up, and then I can put some stuff away and try it on light. Alright, in the door. Alright, let's try this jump. Alright, where's the goal? Right there, right? No, I need to be light for that. I had a feeling I needed to be light for that. Alright, let's try this again.
Tis mine. Just name it, sir.
We'll just send... Oh, I don't even have that stuff out yet. Okay. We'll put away Cyclops Bane for now. Alright, hopefully I'm light enough to make it now. Matter of fact, I don't even want to do it again. I'm just going to put away the other one as well, just in case.
Aye. Just name it, sir.
Just in case. Put away Cyclops Bane, Triple Tooth, and one other thing.
Just name it. Come again.
We should actually be wearing these barb nails. So after reaching Act 4 and giving any type of
Aye. Just name it, sir.
giving any type of idol to
Just name it. Come again.
Madeline, she'll be able to sell you barb nails. And remember, her inventory replenishes every 7 days. So you'll get one at one time, and then you'll be able to come back and get another. Oh. All right. Oh, how did I screw that up? Oh, that's so bad. I tried. I missed the jump. So, make sure you don't miss a jump, by the way. Now, if you miss a jump, you're not going to be able to do that like I just did it. You'd probably just have to warp back out. But since I have God's Bane, because I've already beaten the game, I can do this. Oh, too short. Is this jump actually possible? I thought it was possible, but am I tripping? Well, that's a good thing that I actually tried to do it. I'm gonna try it one more time. This jump shouldn't be this much of a headache. Oh! I missed it. Alright. Hold up. I got a plan. I got a plan. I think I'm just gonna have to kill my way through all these guys real fast so I can actually focus. I'm gonna... It's because I'm trying to dodge the birds and yeah, no. It's just gonna take longer because I'm trying to dodge and weave. Let's just get it done. If you don't. Yeah. On the ground. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. Alright, so looking at this. It's really annoying. That's super annoying. Alright, I think I just run at it, right? Alright. Now we've cleared it out a little bit. Let's try this. Oh shoot, I still didn't make it. I wonder if it's actually impossible. I'm thinking it's actually impossible. If I didn't make it on that jump, it's probably actually impossible. I'll try upward swing while I'm jumping. Nah, it's impossible. Okay. So you can make that jump, but you can, I think it's only with like double jumping. Double jump or levitate. Alright. Now that we're down here, how do we get up? That's Sleeper's Ledge. I don't really want to go that way. By the way, that's how you get the Sleeper's Ledge. I want to go up. To the east, though. Need to avoid these guys like the plague. Some Sulfursaurians here. Alright. Alright, even if Warrior has to go the long way around, it's still not that much of a long way. Alright, that's the eastern exit. Yeah. So jumping light, jumping heavy. She managed to get away from a lot of it. She only caught the tip of the sword there. You want to make sure you're getting the shaft and the tip where you're knocking that down. You know what I mean? Alright. Alright. So, do make the jump, but then once you make the jump, just run around and go back up. Alright. See, this is why I like playing this. This is why I like playing this way, because it takes my assumptions. Like, I knew it was a hard jump to make. I didn't think it was an impossible jump to make. So, in that case, you don't really care about how heavy you are, because no matter what, you're going to fall. Alright, so. Where's it at? Alright, here's Skeleton Knight number 1. Remember I was talking about Exodus Slash? That's Pommel Bash. Oh, gosh. And this is why we're upgrading our armor. And you see how quickly Pommel Bash can kill him? Just because it's blunt damage. And Fellor's Bone. People were saying on the wiki in the comments that Fellor's Bone doesn't fall from the sky. But it certainly does. It's just bad RNG for somebody. Alright, let's see if it's going to be faster with... If it's going to be faster with black matter. Because that's really what we were trying to measure. Is it going to be faster with black matter? Honestly, once you start spamming Pommel Bash, it don't really matter. Like that 2-star Griffin victory took him down. Ooh. Okay. I mean, yeah, black matter can definitely take him on a lot more cleanly. And Lordly Emblem is what you're looking for. So you need to save scum 2 of these. Here's the first one. You need 2 of these to 3-star this armor set, by the way. So you'd probably need some curatives to keep going. It is dark as all get out over here. I think the second one spawns down there. Hold up. Or no, actually, maybe closer over here. Here he is. Yeah, I see him. Can barely see him, but I see him. Alright, so Wolf, I was afraid it was a chimera. Why are you walking that way? What is on your mind? Let's see how fast I can kill him with Griffith Victory if I only spam Pommel Bash. That was pretty fast. And then you just have to save scum him, make sure you get that drop for the second lordly emblem here. But as you can see, either way, with either weapon, you could do it. So that's a demonstration of how to 3-star this this armor set, and how to fail at jumping across Soulflare Canyon. La 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 la. I need the heals.
Have your pick. What will it be today?
Sure.
What will it be? Have your pick. Come again.
Hopefully this is enough. That barely did anything. By the way, I was talking about Madeline earlier.
You'll find naught but the
Under her tools. There, 4 knife. She'll sell 3 at a time, every 7 days. Alright, so now that we've got Griffin Victory, we've got Barb Nails equipped, what's next? Alright, it's one of the weapons I put away earlier, actually. And we've got this armor set here, 3-starred at
Have
this
your
point.
pick. What will it be today?
So that's going to help us out during the Griffin battle, the second Griffin battle. The one where it doesn't run away. We're going to get Cyclops Bane before Witch Hunt. So there's going to be a quest that starts in the town square here.
Have your pick. Come again.
As soon as you meet the Duke, right after you meet the Duke, there's going to be a quest when you come to this inn, and there's going to be people talking in the town square about going to hunt down a witch. And you're going to stop them.
Have your pick. What will it be today?
In order to help stop them, you're going to have to fight one golem, and then right after that, you'll do metal versus metal. It's an optional quest, but I just recommend doing it, which is going to be 2 more golems. So here's the thing about Cyclops Bane. It's not just a Cyclops, anti-Cyclops weapon. It's a anti-brute weapon. That's what it hates. It's a type of weapon called a hate weapon, alright? And it does extra damage to Cyclopses, ogres, and golems. Specifically the golem discs. So if you are able to land one of those really, really overpowered abilities like Arc of Deliverance or whatever, it's going to do double the health damage that I would have done otherwise. And same thing for just all your other techniques. Anything that does damage, it does double when you have this wielding. Same thing against a golem. So go ahead and pick this up on your way to do Witch Hunt. And while you're doing that, you might as well go ahead and 2-star it with 4 rugged tusks. Hopefully you've been breaking off all the Cyclops tusks that you've been coming across during the entire game. It's a good habit to have. Go ahead, hit their face until the tusks fall off, and then pick up the tusk. You need 4 rugged tusks to upgrade this to +2. Alright.
Have your pick. Any you like.
After you're done with that, this weapon is way too heavy to carry around all the time, by the way. It's like 8.5 pounds. Like, ridiculous. Or kilos, just depending on what you think it is. Finally, you're going to get Triple Fang. Or Triple Tooth. If I can find the thing.
What will it be today?
That's going to replace your Black Matter.
What will it be today? Have your pick. Come again.
And in order to upgrade this thing,
These, the master works on.
you're going to +2 it with a Freakish Claw that drops from a Chimera. So You beat up a Chimera, hopefully it drops a Freakish Claw. It only takes one of them for it to upgrade to +2. So pretty easy weapon upgrade compared to a lot of other stuff. Griffin Victory is actually way harder to upgrade. Getting rare Griffin drops is way harder than getting a semi-rare Chimera drop, because Chimeras are all over the place, and they don't run away from you either. So that would be the hidden benefit that Triple Tooth might have over a Griffin Griffin Victory, but Griffin Victory is just better in every other way, honestly. All right. Also, before to get the Triple Tooth, it's a guaranteed drop down on Leaper's Ledge. Remember when I fell into the water and I looked off to a ladder and I said, "Oh, that's the wrong way. That's Leaper's Ledge." Uh, Over in that area, there's going to be a chest with this in it. So it's a guaranteed drop, way easier to get than Griffin Victory as well. So that's probably another reason that it's easier to get, it's easier to upgrade, but all the stats are a little bit worse than Griffin Victory. That would be the takeaway for Triple Tooth. It is on the same tier as Griffin Victory, so this is the best longsword you can get before you fight the dragon, and this is the best warhammer you can get before fighting the dragon. But this is just a little bit better. This is easier to get and also easier to upgrade, but significantly heavier, a little bit weaker, and it even has lower knockback.
The master works all, you can't go wrong. Come again.
Anyway, you can pick whichever one of these two weapons you want to carry with you. If you want to carry both, just in case you have something flesh and blood you want to kill, pull out Griffin Victory. You have something bony you want to kill, pull out bony or plated, like a random golem or something, because you're not always going to carry around Cyclops Bane. So a random golem you want to kill, go ahead and carry Triple Tooth as well. All right. Now the last thing you're going to get before you actually fight the second Griffin during Griffin's Bane is going to be the Gloves of Might. Now the Gloves of Might don't really go with a particular set, but we're going to grab the quest for them right now. The quest is called Winged Reaver. It's down in Castradus. You might have to clear the notice board a couple of times to get that notice board to pop up. Once it pops up, all you have to do is kill one Griffin. And it's fortunate because you're in stage 4 and you absolutely have to kill a Griffin in order to complete the stage. So you will be supplied a Griffin to kill. But make sure you start that quest, and then once you kill the Griffin for Griffin's Bane over here in Bluemoon Tower at the top, usually, you will also get the Gloves of Might with that. And I know what you're saying, well, it's no good to get the Gloves of Might if they're the only thing I can wear, because look, the rest of my outfit disappears as soon as I try to put them on. I got you. There's something else that's over here in the Bluemoon Tower as well. It is our in-game set.
We are an end. We can safeguard you. It is our break.
Ooh,
Have your
I
pick.
skipped something.
Any you like. Come again.
My fault, guys. I skipped something. All right, way back at the beginning of Act 4, remember I was talking about idols? So this would have been right after you did all that jumping across Soulflare Canyon and killing of skeleton lords in order to get the lordly emblems in order to upgrade this armor set I'm currently wearing to 3 stars. All right, right after you did all that, or right before you did all that, either way you want to put it, you need to go get Put the Eye Out. Put the Eye Out is a Pawn Guild quest, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's Pawn Guild. That starts during Act 4, so you've met the Duke, and it rewards you a silver idol. But more importantly, it rewards you a chest. So, Put the Eye Out takes place over in the Proving Grounds here. So the Shadow Fort has a hole under it. It's the hole that the Goblin King probably escaped through when you were fighting him during the Shadow Fort quest. the fortress besieged. Go through that hole and follow it, and you will find the frontal caverns. The easy way to know if it's the right hole is it's a hole that's big enough for you to fit in. Because literally, no matter how big your character is, you can fit into the hole that goes to the proving grounds. If the hole suddenly gets too small for you to fit in or whatever, then it's not the right hole. Or if it just goes to the wrong location, then it's not the right hole either. But it's right in front of to the front right the of the big building, um, slightly right to the steps that lead up to the building. Um, and you go through that hole, it'll take you to the proving grounds, the frontier caverns, excuse me. And inside the frontier caverns, there's a separate area called the proving grounds where you'll have to fight a boss. You beat that boss, and then on the left side of the room, the west side of the room, there's going to be a chest. Inside that chest, you want to pick up a malignance. Okay, malignance is the sword that I'm carrying right now. It'll allow you to deal with those phantasms that were down there that that I ran away from. But honestly, you could do that before you even get down to Soulflare Canyon. So you could probably do this. Could probably be the first thing you do during Act 4 because it's your first enchanted weapon. Period. So it should probably honestly be the first thing you do before you even go 3-star this armor. Just go ahead and knock out put the eye out in order to get this weapon from that chest. Now you do have to save scum it. It's not a 100% chance. It's probably more like a 5%, 10% chance to get this weapon. Another option that's in there is the Fiery Talon. I think I actually have a copy of it. I might. Matter of fact, I don't think I have a copy of it. I think Caxton sells it. I think that's why I see it. I've seen it recently.
Okay, the master works.
Yeah. Fiery Talon. Alright. Now, this is why we don't use Fiery Talon. It's barely stronger than Malignant. So you're looking at 197, 242 versus. And the only number that actually matters is the magic number. Don't worry about the strength. The only number that matters is magic because that's the one we're using to hit ghosts. The only reason you have malignance is to hit ghosts. Alright. So you're looking at that 239 number versus 242. It's a difference of 3. And even at 3-star, it's a difference of like plus 0.5% damage. So, but the weight, you'll see, the weight is 5.87 versus 4.29. So you see, you will save significant weight by running the malignance instead.
The master coming.
You barely gain any damage by running Fiery Talon, but you do gain a ton of weight. So that's why we run Malignance instead, because either way, they're both a element that doesn't matter. Ice will hit Phantasms just fine. Fire will hit Phantasms just fine. It's not like one's electric and it can't hit Phantasms at all. So you don't actually care. And it's not like one is holy or dark, which will also make them either really super effective against Phantasms or ineffective at all. Since they're both neutral elements, you don't really care. So yeah, that's from the West Chest in the Proving Grounds over at the Frontier Caverns. Alright, so now we've gone over that. These are going to be our 3 weapons for a while here. Now, I was talking about the top of the Bluemoon Tower, that we are going to get a brand new weapon set, a brand new armor set. Alright?
What will it be today?
So, this entire time we've been dealing with one class of creature, right? That creature is the Griffin. So it's only fitting that eventually we'd end up... I'll explain that afterwards. We'd end up wearing all Griffin armor. The entire armor set is available in the Bluemoon Tower. Go to the description of this video and you will find it. You will find the map of Bluemoon Tower. Or actually, I think I linked the wiki page because the wiki page also has the chest numbers. But you will find that information there. You will be able to get this entire set. When you get it, when you get the set, 3-star the entire thing. It's going to last you the entire rest of the game. Where are the Griffith Greaves? There we go. And then last one. Now, you're not going to 3-star the Griffith Cloak just because it's not worth your time. You're going to be replacing it at the end of the game anyway. And it's not that good of a cloak. Like, it gives you blindness resistance. Like, who cares? But that is the entire Griffith set.
What will it be today?
That sword doesn't feel right now. With the Griffith victory on it. This is what peak performance looks like as a warrior. At this point in the game.
Have your pick. Any you like.
So,
Come again.
now that you have a full set instead of just a,
We are. It is out. Break. Have your pick. What will it be today?
instead of just a bunch of, instead of just a, what you call it, a set armor, you have an actual bunch of pieces put together, and now you can wear those gloves of might without having to worry about it. Put that away.
What will it be today? Have your pick. Come again.
Now, one more thing you'll be able to get while you're there, or once you come back, you'll be able to grab this.
Pond, they'll laugh at this. Myself. Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today?
So at the Black Cat here, you'll be able to purchase these Marshall's bracers. They'll give you 6 strength and some skill stifling resistance, which is really good as well. So there's optimal clothing for all physical melee, vocations. Yeah. This is what optimal looks like right now. Griffith set, Griffith victory. This is how good you can look at the beginning of stage 5 and the stage 4. So let's start stage 5. So I don't even know if I have this weapon. Let me check. I might not.
We are. It is out. Break. Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today? Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be today?
Let's see if we got it. We do have it. Golden Cyclops Sigil. I'm not going to bring it out of the inventory. So you're not going to wear it that often, but you will wear it a couple times if you want to. It's going to cost you 332,000 gold to 3-star, by the way. So it's extraordinarily expensive. In order to get it, you need to get Ulfus's Badge of Amity for being nice to her golem or killing a whole bunch of male bandits for her. I suggest the golem way because it's just honestly it'll get you more stuff anyway. For that, doing that, you'll get her Badge of Amity, which will allow you to not have to cross dress if you are a male, in order to pass through her territory undisturbed, which is awesome. And then you forge it at the Black Cat, who can forge anything apparently, even favors. And then during stage 4, this quest will pop up at the R. Smith's Ale House to retrieve her badge, but I don't recommend turning it until stage 5. Just take it during stage 4. Turn it in during stage 5. You'll get this, and it's the strongest golden warhammer in the game. Now here's the thing: the higher tier, stronger ones, and then the more upgrades you have, the more likely it is to actually silence the enemy. So if it can silence the enemy, that's what makes it worthwhile, worth using, because obviously golden weapons are stupidly heavy. Like Cyclops Sigil. Do I have a regular Cyclops Sigil? That's a Devil's Nail. I think Cyclops Sigil normally is like about the same weight as Devil's Nail, right? 9. And then the golden Cyclops Sigil is like way more than that. That's like double a lot of these The annual pail is only like 5 pounds. But yeah, everything that's gold is going to be very, very heavy. Um, so you're not going to carry it around often because of how heavy it is, but it is going to be useful to you during a couple of different quests. The Worm King's ring, when you go back to Bluemoon Tower, that part of it, the boss likes to use magic. You can use this to silence him with those multi-hit techniques I was talking about earlier, the Indomitable Lunge as well as the Jumping Heavy. They are both very good for landing multiple hits very fast and building up that debilitation. Solomon himself is not that tough though, so once you 3-star this, it should probably end up killing him quite quickly. Like I'm not gonna lie, like you'll probably end up killing him before this actually silences him, or right afterwards. Um, the other things it can take out are whites. So if you go to the not a Blighted Manse, if you go to the
What will it be today?
Miasmic Hunt
Have your pick. Come again soon.
or during stage 6 during not seeking salvation, it's deny salvation, you'll have a boss battle against a couple of spellcasters, and again those guys are weak to blunt damage anyway, so is it more effective just to hit them with blunt damage than to hit them with silence? Hmm. Either way, once you silence them, they're effectively useless, like they're effectively dead anyway. So if it does silence them before it kills them, even like right before it kills them, you just consider it a KO. Now anyway, and that's pretty much the only 2 times before you fight the dragon that you're going to carry that. After you fight the dragon, there's actual like enemies that are kind of beefy enough and cast spells to make it worth carrying that around. You'll have some liches that are very, very strong. They're just strong versions of the whites, those spellcasting zombies. Um, yeah, those are worth using this against, but you're only gonna run into them like twice. Then inside of the Everfall, there's a chance, or inside of the Water God's Altar, there's a chance that you'll run into a white, or excuse me, a worm that is extremely beefy because it's a dragon, um, and you'll be able to use this weapon against that, and that's actually going to be an extremely good benefit there. That's probably the place where it's most effective is against the worms. Um, Whenever you're dealing with a frost worm or a regular worm, that's where you want to use it. Honestly, there's also one inside the Everfall as well. Yeah, that's where you really go. That's where this weapon's really going to pay for its weight and for its cost. And then lastly, you're going to have in Bitter Black Island, there is a boss. It's going to make complete sense once you run into it. It's not the gigantic eyeball. It's the other one that's after it. Uh, it's just like the whites and the liches. That's all I want to say about it. I don't want to spoil too much. Uh, this weapon will work against that as well, but also there's another weapon called Rooted Gloom that will also work really well against that. So it's up to you. Do you want to use Rooted Gloom more, or do you want to use this? Do you want to carry both? Because they're both blunt weapons. They both do something that's really good against that particular guy. Uh, but also you have to carry it all the way down through that area, and that area is not easy. And neither of those weapons is going to be effective against everything else in that area. You'd be using something else like Dwells in Light.
Pan, deal, this. Have your pick. What will it be today?
This has nothing to do with where's Dwells in Light. That's not it. I just saw it earlier. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Dwelling Light would probably be your weapon of choice for that area, for most of that area, and then you swap over to using those two weapons, the Golden Cyclops Sigil and the Runic Gloom later on. All right. So now we've gone way too deep into what you're going to do in Bitter Black Island. Let's go back to stage 5 of the game. So yeah, Golden Cyclops Sigil is a, if you want to use it, you can. You can still beat those enemies quite handily without it. It's just slightly more effective. And it's nice and shiny and gold, which I love gimmicks like that. Big old golden weapons. All right. At this point in the game, you
What will it
can
be today? Have your pick. Come again.
get a wake stone for Julian. Uh, so there's 10 spots where you can go get that. Here's the deal. If you're a big explorer, you will have found them already. If not, you might not have found those shards yet. So I'm gonna go over the locations for those shards. Remember, it's gonna 6 of those shards. There's 10 locations, but only 6 of them will have a shard, and it's random. So where's the Wakestone shard page? Here we are. Let's go over it real fast. All right. There's an island in this bay over here with a shipwreck. There's a potential of having a shard on that. Smuggler's Pass in a room with the skeleton key. Smuggler's Pass is over here. In a room with the skeleton key. That's another potential spot. That's the second one. Uh, this gully right here with a tree at the end of it. That's the third possible location. The chest scar over here in Hilfiger Knoll. I am 90% sure that that's a guaranteed one. Like, I think that's a guaranteed drop. But that's the fourth potential spot. Magian Hunt near a tree on that island. I've never seen this one, so I have no idea exactly where on this island it is, and that's actually quite a big island. Despite the looks of it, it's actually a pretty big island, and there's a lot of trees on it, so I don't know exactly what it's talking about here. Uh, the top of Ruin the Ernest Castle, facing westward towards the ocean. On the lookout tower. That's your, what's that, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count. I think that's 5th. And then, no, that was 6th. And then Verd Woodlands. All right, so it's easier to describe this way. Here's Bloodwater Beach, right? Noonflower Cliff Cave, Tomb of the Unknown Traveler. There's a surprise there, and then Caverns of Delusion. On your way to Caverns of Delusion, there's a ravine kind of like leading down to it. Go to the top of that ravine, not like top of the cliff, but like up the slope of the ravine, and at that side, that's the potential location of it. Graveyard at the Abbey. Abbey's actually a scarily easy to miss location. Like, if you do some exploring, you won't miss it, but it's actually scarily easy to miss just because of how the Wilted Forest is built. It's not really built for you to find the Abbey, unless you follow the pathways, really. But some of the pathways, a lot of the pathways lead away from the Abbey as well, so it's kind of a maze. That's number 8. Beast Cave over here is number 9. So we came here earlier to get the Black Matter, so hopefully we got lucky and we also got a Wakestone Shard there. And then the last one is going to be probably the first one we could have found. This ledge here, heading towards the Man Swallowing Falls. So on the right hand side is how you get up to the Water God's altar and Man Swallowing Falls to get inside. But on the left hand side, there's a ledge that leads to nowhere pretty much. But there's a chance that at the end of that ledge to nowhere, there's going to be a Wakestone Shard. So check along it. And those are your 10 potential spots. Six of them are going to have Wakestone shards. Four of them are not. And I'm pretty sure like I said, I'm pretty sure this one is a guaranteed. So it's really like 5 shards among 9 potential spots. I'm pretty sure that Scar will always, always, always have one. I might be wrong though. All right. Or you could just do Reaper Scorn and not turn in the shard to those dudes in Gran Soren and let that guy die. That's up to you. That's a personal decision if you're not evil. That's a way easier way to get a Wake Stone though. You only need to find 3 of them out of the 6 potential spots of well 6 guarantees out of 10 potential spots. All right. So you get that Wake Stone. You're The reason you're going to get that Wake Stone is so that you can revive somebody during the main quest. So after you finish the stage 4, which was Aldous' first 2 quests, he's the Duke's Chamberlain. He's going to give you 2 more quests. They're going to be either assist Sir Mercedes or recover a stolen item. This time, usually I recommend doing recovering the stolen item and then assisting Sir Mercedes because it just makes more sense that way. But this time we're going to do assist Sir Mercedes first, and that's going to lead you to go out here to the Windbluff Tower and handle some business. Um, while you're out there handling business, go ahead and kill the guy who's attacking Sir Mercedes, and then revive him. And once you revive him, uh, go to the Duke's dungeons back in Gran Soren inside the Duke's domain. Um, Downstairs, you'll find the dungeons. You'll probably have to bring like a extra skeleton key just to talk to him though, because yeah, it won't let you talk to him through the bars. I don't think. Open the gate, talk to him, and he will give you first. He'll give you his magic shield, but also talk to him some more, and he'll start glowing pink like everybody else does when they fall in love with you. Then you come back down here to this notice board, and you'll find a notice board for that person, and the reward will be the golden lance. That's the only way you're able to get this particular golden weapon, and it is a warrior weapon, so you don't want to miss it. However, I will caveat that with the golden lance is nowhere near as strong as the golden Cyclops sigil. So just let that be known. It's not as strong as the golden Cyclops sigil. Sorry, it's not. um, I do want to check something. Can you get the strongest? Griffith Gold. I think Griffith Gold is a post game drop, isn't it? Put to the test. Yeah, yeah. You can only get Griffith Gold in post game. See, Griffith Gold would be even better than Griffith Gold is like half the weight of Golden Cyclops Sigil, so it would be even better for a lot of stuff. The only problem with it is that it's you can only get it during post game, whereas Golden Cyclops Sigil you can get during stage 5. So yeah, you can go get it, and it'll still be a good weapon. It's just you won't be able to use it against Salamet or against the whites and stuff like that. You'd have to wait until you're fighting worms to get it, and that's not a bad time to wait. It's just you have to think about it, like. And Griffith Gold is basically a golden version of the weapon that we're already using.
Like. What will it be today?
If I could find said Griffith Gold. So here's the golden lance that you get for saving Homeboy and then doing his escort quest. Actually looks pretty awesome. And there's Griffith Gold. It's literally a golden version of all gold version of the Griffith Victory. Whereas Griffith Victory is kind of like it's got some more style to it. It's half gold, half silver. Looks like a real weapon.
What will it be today? Have your come again?
All right. What's next? Silverhosen. So after you've killed a cockatrice, that's the easiest way to say it. After you've killed a cockatrice and you've come back and you've gotten rewarded for doing so, you will I'm trying to think. Do you get the reward up before or after you kill a cockatrice? I think you get it after you kill a cockatrice. Yeah. So yeah, after you kill a cockatrice and you've gotten rewarded for doing so, um, you will be able to go to Matthias, who is over here in the Barda Crags. You'll be able to pick up the Silverhosen.
Bond, dear lap, this must have your pick. What will it be today?
Now to fill that gap in my crotch that you see. See? No more gap. No more gap. This is starting stage 6, by the way. And then in the Blighted Manse, chest 5, you'll be able to get Rooted Gloom, which is actually your best weapon for fighting the dragon and some other things. Where is it? There it is. You see, I have a silver forge for reasons. I have a silver forge because it's good. Yeah. But you're going to 3-star it with 3 black crystal.
What will it be? Have your pick. Come again.
Now, remember I was talking about being able to use the golden cyclops sigil against the whites. So at nighttime here, and sometimes at nighttime over here, you're going to be able to fight whites. And also, you should fight a white at the beginning, a couple of whites here as well, in the Greatwall itself as a boss battle. So this is all those are opportunities for you to use your golden cyclops sigil in order to farm black crystals.
We are. It is our prey. Have your pick. What will it be?
Now at this point, we're going to be kind of heavy because we have so many weapons on us. I'd recommend just getting rid of Triple Tooth because it's much heavier than Horrific Victory is. So now we have
What will it be today? Have your come again.
now we have Rooted Gloom, which is honestly one of your 2 best weapons for fighting the dragon. The other one you're going to buy from the Black Cat. It's called Dragon's Flight.
Bond, there's not a must have your pick. What will it be today?
Go down here.
What will it be? Have your come again.
That's what it looks like, pretty much. It kind of just looks like a dragon as an axe. It is a long sword though, so it doesn't have any axe animations. It just looks like one. This is another hate weapon. It deals double damage to dragons. And the last thing we're going to get, I don't even know if I already have it. I do. Cool. So after you've met the dragon again, you're going to be invited and to fight him like one mano y mano. Um, so when you're on your way to follow him, you're passed through an area called the Tainted Mountain Temple, and there's going to be a boss who is not the dragon. It should be pretty obvious what the boss is. Inside a room with some pressure plates. Once you push down all the pressure plates, in front of the door, and this is all going to be taking place up in the Greatwall, by the way, and downstairs inside the Greatwall, and then that's how you get to the Tainted Mountain Temple. While you're inside that room with the pressure plates, in the middle there's going to be a gather pile. I don't think it's a 100% chance of getting a. It might be a 100% chance of getting a what you call it. I think it's a 100% chance actually of getting a tattered mantle. But in any case, get a tattered mantle and equip it. It's just that simple. Um, yeah, the Tainted Mountain Temple tattered mantle is like just a good pickup. Let me double check here. Yeah, it's a 100% drop actually. So, and that last room in the temple before you go through the doors that open when you push the pressure plates, uh, right in front of the doors, that armor pile will always give you this tattered mantle. Put it on. What it does is normally it makes you weaker, and that's fine for this battle because it doesn't make you that much weaker. But after you upgrade it, see this is upgraded to absolute maximum. It's cold forged. Um, it gives you significant debilitation resistance to everything, and then a little bit of elements with resistance to everything. And even if defenses aren't that bad, it's not like it's like going to throw off your style. I actually wish it was actually tattered, but it's not tattered. It's just stained. I wish they actually tattered it. But yeah, that's going to be the last of your items that you're going to get. So when you go into the dragon battle, this is roughly what you're going to look like. You can use either this weapon or um, or this weapon. They both work. You won't need to use malignants anymore. You're not going to be fighting any ghosts
Pray, have your pick. What will it be?
when you're on your way to fight the dragon, so you can put that away to save weight. Also recommend putting triple tooth away to keep yourself lower on weight, because just with the 4 weapons we have, or the 3 weapons we have, we're already going to be at
What will it be? Have your
31
pick.
weight. Yeah. Um, both the Rooted Gloom and the Dragon's Flight are very good against the dragon. For different reasons. The dragon is weak to dark damage, so this is going to be significant against him. I recommend it more for the rush down style, or if you're climbing on him. Yeah, I recommend it more. Um, Whereas this is going to be much more effective if you're like using your charge moves, your Arc of Obliteration, or excuse me, Arc of Deliverance. You don't have Obliteration yet. Your Arc of Obliteration, this is going to be better. In either case, when you landed finishing blow, make sure you have Rooted Gloom attached to you. Make sure that is make sure you have it equipped. So once you see he's about to die, he's getting kind of close. Maybe he has like half a health bar left. Go ahead and pop your Demon's Periaps. You should bring like 4 of them with you, and then just wail on his heart. Um, it should be enough to kill him, and then bang, and then this will be Dragon Forged. The reason I say to Dragon Forge this is the automatic Dragon Forge. When you beat the dragon, everything that you're wearing gets Dragon Forged at that instant. The reason I say to do it for this instead of this is because this is going to work against the Drake. This is not going to work against the Drake. It'll still do damage to the Drake, but it's not going to do anywhere near as much damage as this. And when it comes down to just speedily Dragon Forging something, or not even the Drake, even the Dragon, this is not going to do anything to the Dragon because the Dragon's like immune to dark, whereas I'm not sure if he's immune or if he's just super resistant. But either way, this is not going to work. Whereas this is going to do still double damage. So no matter what dragon you're fighting, this is always going to be an easy weapon to Dragon Forge. So don't Dragon Forge this against the dragon that gives you a guaranteed Dragon Forge. Dragon Forge this because there's a lot of dragons where it's not going to be that effective. That's why I recommend having that equipped. Now you can do the majority of the fight with this if you want to. Just hit him with Arc Obliteration over and over again. I want to keep saying obliteration instead of deliverance. And Savage Lash, just hit him with those high skill damage techniques because you're still kind of low level at that point. You can keep doing that. Pop your Periaps, your Conqueror's Periaps, and all that in order to make that do even more damage. You can do that. So that's one way you approach this fight. Also, if you get attached to his heart, just like this will do damage, this will also do damage. So either way you approach it, it's going to be it's not a bad move. Just make sure that you're Dragon Forging this one. So in order to Dragon Forge, you have to get the killing move with that weapon already equipped to you. You can't. Oh, he's dead. Let me swap. If he died, you're too late. So just be very careful about that. Graphic Victory is another weapon where honestly, what I normally do with Graphic Victory, even before I fight the dragon, I just go out to Devilfire Grove because I know I get in Act 3, I get in Stage 3 of the game. You go out to Devilfire Grove from this rest camp, just kind of go southwest and then into the woods to the right, like up here. So coming down, it'll be on your right, and you'll find a Drake there. Once this is 3-starred, if you can 3-star Griffith Victory, once it's 3-starred, what's the requirement to 3-star it again? I think it was actually I could just go to no, I can't. I can't go to Caxton because it's already 3 stars. Fellor's Bone times 4. Ooh, yikes. That's kind of tough. You can do it. It's just kind of tough. So the thing is, I think it's like a 6% chance to Dragon Forge if you fight the Drake with only 2 stars. But if you fight the Drake with 3 stars instead, it's a it's an 18% chance, which is way more feasible. You could remember that where we got the fellow bone earlier up here at nighttime. You'd have to do that. Well, up here at nighttime, you'd have to do that 4 times. So you'd have to go farm those 2 dudes for Fellor's Bone, and then come back later on and do the same thing all over again. And then you'd eventually get the 3 stars, and then once you have those 3 stars, you can go and you can fight the Drake. Or I think I don't think I did that during my playthrough. I think I just did it at 2 stars. I got really lucky to get the 6% upgrade chance. It's like 1 in 20 chance. But you're really weak compared to the Drake. Remember, this is early game. The Drake is actually the strongest thing in Grancis. Period. Dot. He is the strongest thing in Grancis. So if you're fighting him, you should be fighting him with everything you got, pretty much. You probably want to be popping Periaps for that. But yeah, that'll be the end of this. That'll be the end of this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope it's been informative. I know I went over a lot of skill stuff in the beginning. Sorry about the sound at the beginning. The sound, I hate the fact that it took so long to get my sound online. But let me just double check the sound at the end here. It's a little too late to be checking on the sound, but still. Yeah, the sound still sounds kind of good. Ugh. Yeah, that'll be it. As always, I've been me. You've been awesome. Next time we'll do Strider. Sorry that we didn't get it this time. And yeah, we're gonna keep doing this thing. We've got quite a few more to go because I have to redo Assassin and Sorcerer. Uh, I've got some changes to how I want to do Assassin anyway, and then Sorcerer. I think I got a couple changes to how I want to think about Sorcerer as well. I've kind of gotten into the idea of instead of showing you every possible set somebody can wear, a vocation can wear, I'm just going to show you one of the best sets that they can wear. In this case, this is the if I'm not mistaken, like this set is like the best set that a warrior can wear going into to fight the dragon. It just makes so much sense. And from my perspective, it's the best because of all that torpor resistance. And then make sure to carry your gloves of might as well, just in case you have to do some climbing um, before you jump on. So you can't swap gloves as you're climbing. You have to, while you're in neutral, so you're not running, you're not doing anything. While you're in neutral, you can, matter of fact, hold up. I think you might be able to move while you're doing it too. Let me double check. Running, swap equipment? Yeah. So you can be running, you just can't be attacking. Can you be jumping? No, you can't be jumping. So you have to be on the ground and not attacking. And not climbing either. I'm pretty sure you can't do it while climbing. Let's double check. Oh, you can do it while climbing. Look at that. But you can't do it while climbing an enemy. Um, and that'll let you climb enemies twice as fast if you have the Glove of Might on. So that's why you would do that. Yep. But you just swap back and forth at will. You won't need a Griffith Cloak anymore if you're using a Tavern Mantle, by the way. That's why you didn't bother upgrading the Griffith Cloak while you were upgrading the rest of the set. And yeah. The reason torpor resistance is so critical on, for me, it's so critical on warrior is because your entire fighting style revolves around mobility. The ability to get around an enemy, jump, and smack him in the head. Or, yeah, just to get around an enemy. If you slow down a warrior, you're pretty much doing no damage and you're taking way more damage, which means you're going to die. Um, um, if you're using a charge build, it's not as critical, I don't think. But still, your positioning for lash matters. If you're not in the right position when you're trying to use lash, you're screwed. Also, swinging slower when you're using your high risk, high reward moves, not a great idea because the enemy could just move out of the way by the time you actually uh, swing your weapon down. Same thing with lash. Yeah. Torpor is just the most important thing to resist, especially if you're solo. You don't want to get torpored. Um, yeah, you don't want to get petrified either. You don't want anything to happen to you really. But if you're not torpored, you can dodge a lot of bad stuff. Like the only thing that's really going to hit you, no matter what you do, is skill stifling. Like you're not going to dodge skill stifle no matter how you try to go around it. Whenever a dragon roars, you're just going to get skill stifled. That's just life. But we do have some resistance to that as well. Right here we get 20%. And that one's curse. Curse is both your resistance, your defenses being down. So we do get some skill stifling resistance, not a lot, but some. And that'll be all. So as always, I've been me, you've been awesome, and I think I already said that. So I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.